Greetings, Possum audience members. Greetings and welcome return to Dog Fun Fiesta, the definitive destination for canine delight. Micheal here, your presenter, and today we'll delve into the question that consumes the hearts of all dog lovers: how to love a dog. We are delighted to present a comprehensive collection of tail-wagging tricks and strategies that will not only elicit a wag from your canine companion, but also fortify the already strong connection you share. Sit back, and whether you are a novice pet parent or an experienced dog lover, prepare a treat before we commence an exploration of affection and camaraderie with our canine companions. Another positively charming episode of Dog Fun Fiesta has arrived. If you are someone who likes dogs, you might be curious about the best way to pet a dog in order to make them happy. This can be accomplished in a variety of ways, and there are a few key considerations to bear in mind. The first and most important thing is to always put safety first. This indicates that you should only pet your canine partner if you are familiar with the traits that the dog possesses. Before stroking the pet of another person, it is also a good idea to get permission from the person who owns the pet. How should one love a dog? Dogs are very social animals that express a strong desire to be loved. They take pleasure in having their tummy rubbed, to have their skin lightly scraped, and to have various portions of their bodies handled. If you are familiar with a dog's preferences, it will be much simpler to pet him. On the other hand, acquiring the skills necessary to pet a dog can be a satisfying experience. Additionally, it has the potential to yield a relaxing effect on both you and your dog. Nevertheless, you ought to exercise heightened caution in order to guarantee the safety of both of you. Dogs are sensitive animals, therefore it's crucial to understand how they behave in their body language. It is important to read your dog's body language before beginning to pet him, so that you may determine the regions in which he feels the most at ease. There are certain dogs that have a preference for having their tails or the area under their necks petted. Other dogs love to have their tails petted. Although it is acceptable to touch a dog's head, you should avoid scratching it because doing so can cause the dog to become agitated. It is recommended that you use the palm of your hand to massage the muscles in your neck instead. It is important to avoid scratching the dog's ears, face, or belly when you are caressing an animal. Additionally, you should make an effort to shun direct eye contact. Put an instant stop to whatever is making you feel uneasy. The shoulders, chest, and back of your dog are the finest places to begin caressing him from the beginning. On the majority of occasions, dogs would rather have soft pets in these places. You can, however, also try out other locations. In addition, it is essential to keep in mind that the majority of dogs do not enjoy having their heads stroked. The face and tail of a dog should not be touched in any way. Do canines enjoy being caressed? Dogs are gregarious creatures and derive pleasure from receiving kind gestures from humans. They derive pleasure from receiving affection since it promotes relaxation and alleviates stress. Receiving love also confers certain health advantages upon individuals. Certain canines have a preference for having their posterior, auditory organs, and pelvic regions massaged, whereas others derive greater satisfaction from vigorous stroking of their thoracic region. Nevertheless, dogs do not possess the same level of sensitivity towards head pats as humans do. However, it is worth noting that certain dogs may experience anxiety when a hand approaches them. If your canine companion has not had any recent engagement with individuals, it is advisable to initiate the process gradually. Let them smell your hand and feel the situation before you try to pet them. Engaging in the act of stroking your dog can serve as an effective means to enhance and fortify the bond between you and your canine companion. Begin by examining their tails as the initial point of investigation. The majority of dogs will react positively to a well-executed chest massage. Next, you can attempt to massage their ears. This will trigger the release of endorphins, which will aid in inducing a state of relaxation. Preferred areas for canine petting. To ensure your dog's happiness, it is essential to develop the ability to patiently await your dog's approach. To train your dog to wait, you can adhere to a series of uncomplicated instructions. Prioritize familiarizing yourself with your dog's body language. Certain canines display a gait characterized by a lack of smoothness and restlessness, whereas others may manifest indications of apprehension and unease. When attempting to form a connection, one can discern the level of relaxation in their canine companion by observing and interpreting their bodily movements and expressions. After establishing your dog's trust and ensuring their ease in your presence, you may inquire whether they would be interested in engaging with you. Employ a gentle pitch and a deliberate, consistent pace. Exercise patience during your interaction and refrain from constantly lingering around your dog. Subsequently, you might employ a canine delicacy to allure your dog to approach. If your canine companion is at ease in your presence, he should exhibit contentment when you provide him treats. Providing a reward can incentivize him to approach you, and you can reinforce his compliance by giving him a treat. To facilitate your dog's acquisition of the wait command, attempt to deliver it in a composed yet enthusiastic tone. Present a reward to your canine companion and allow him to perceive its scent. Upon detecting the scent of the reward, he spoke the word wait. It is imperative that you utter the term. Inform him of the current moment's arrival. Gill dogs enjoy receiving chin scratches, although individual preferences may vary among dogs. Certain individuals may exhibit varying responses to physical contact, such as a firm embrace and a gentle touch on the head. Some individuals may be comfortable with this, while others may display signs of unease and distress. Thankfully, there are techniques you may employ to inspire your dog to engage in activities that bring him pleasure. Tricks include games, food, and toys to keep the dog interested. Oracle's one method of providing solace to your canine companion is to gently stroke his ears. The ear of a dog contains very sensitive nerve endings that release endorphins when the dog is stimulated. Endorphins are neurochemicals that have a positive effect on mood by alleviating depression and enhancing feelings of pleasure. These emotions elicit feelings of happiness and tranquility in a dog. Additionally, certain canine breeds possess abbreviated drooping ears, and others possess elongated tapered ears. Considering the individuality of each dog, one can acquire the knowledge of how to properly caress a dog's ears in order to bring them joy. When initiating contact with a dog's ears, it is advisable to commence at the point where the ear is connected to the head. Subsequently, you can delicately manipulate and progress upwards in a circular trajectory. Cranial region and cervical area. If you desire to fully indulge in affection for your canine companion, it is imperative to be aware of the initial steps to take. Optimal areas for initiation include the thorax, cervical region, and dorsal region. Nevertheless, dogs exhibit a high level of sensitivity and may have aversions to specific places being touched. The face, ears, tail, and head are among the most frequently advised areas to steer clear of. When you grasp your dog's neck, it is likely that he will display a heightened interest in receiving affectionate physical contact. The reason behind this is that the posterior region of the neck is a significant challenge to access. In addition, your canine companion will experience heightened relaxation and comfort when you engage in gentle tactile contact with him. Upon initiating the act of touching your dog, it is advisable to allow him a period of acclimation. Initiate with a gentle caress and progressively transition to firmer stroking. Allow me to provide you with guidance. He should disclose his preferred scratching spots. Abdomen and submammary dogs commonly enjoy being caressed on their abdomen and chest regions. They derive pleasure from the sensation of a gentle touch, the sensation of an affectionate and warm hand, and the attraction of a satisfying scratch. Nevertheless, it is crucial to ascertain the desires and preferences of your canine companion. An effective approach is to closely observe and interpret the indications exhibited by your dog. For instance, if your canine companion assumes a supine position when you caress them, this behavior may indicate a display of submission. If you are unable to observe this behavior, it is reasonable to conclude that your dog does not derive pleasure from being touched. Tail base. Dogs often enjoy being petted on the lower back, around the base of their tail. This region is replete with delicate nerve endings and elicits a pleasurable sense of itching. Nevertheless, it can also be a source of discomfort for your canine companion. Thankfully, there are multiple methods to securely stroke a canine. For instance, certain canines enjoy gentle scratching, whilst others love being petted. Additionally, you can observe your dog's body language to ascertain his preferred regions. When interacting with a new canine companion, it is advisable to refrain from caressing the upper part of its head or face. Avoid any contact between your hands and the upper part of their tails. Canines may exhibit apprehension towards physical contact, hence it is advisable to exercise patience until they feel at ease. Nevertheless, it is advisable to proceed with caution, maintain eye contact at a consistent level, and refrain from making contact with the upper part of your pet's head. If the pet exhibits signs of discomfort, cease the activity and seek guidance from a veterinarian. Key considerations for caring for your canine companion. There are several behaviors that you should refrain from when attempting to maintain your dog's happiness. An optimal approach to handle this situation is to carefully observe their nonverbal cues and provide them with a suitable amount of personal distance. As an illustration, it is advisable to refrain from immediately caressing your dog upon returning home, as this is likely to heighten their level of worry. Avoid lingering near your dog, as this behavior may be perceived as a potential danger. It is important to be aware that there are some actions you may take to enhance the likelihood of ensuring your dog's happiness. Initially, it is advisable to permit your canine companion to approach you in a calm and unruffled manner. Furthermore, it is advisable to let your canine companion to olfactorily examine your hands. This will assist them in determining whether or not this is an individual they wish to approach. Additionally, it signifies that you can simultaneously enjoy the advantages of two different situations. You can caress your canine companion while extending your hand towards his snout. Additionally, it is important to take into account the dimensions of your canine companion. When interacting with a tiny puppy, it is advisable to remain at ground level and avoid leaning over them. Nevertheless, when faced with a larger canine, it is advisable to adopt a sitting posture. This will create the perception that you are smaller than your dog, hence reducing the likelihood of provoking any aggressive behavior from him.